5, 4, 3. Welcome, everyone, and pull up a seat at the table. It's Lunchtime in Rome. Tonight's episode 311 is entitled, Why We Shouldn't Judge. We know that we shouldn't judge others for their behaviors, but why? What are the reasons behind it? How is it more destructive than maybe we've thought? We'll be talking about that at the table this evening. Pull up a seat at the table and join us. First-time listeners can subscribe on your favorite podcast app or watch us live or later on YouTube at Lunchtime in Rome. Visit us at lunchtimeinrome.com. While there, you can take our relational needs questionnaire. Make sure to follow us on all social media, and it would be great if you could give us a 5-star review. Jay, what specifically is this podcast about?
At the table, we strive to love one another and help you to do the same. Some weeks we'll have someone join us so that you can get to know them and learn a little bit about yourself in the process. Other weeks, like this one, we dive into a topic. Romans 12:15 says to rejoice with those who rejoice, mourn with those who mourn. And that's what we do. So while it may not be 12:15 in Rome, we're treating it like it is lunchtime in Rome. It's Julian.
Yes, Julian's here.
Julian is representing both Chris and Brian this evening.
Yeah. Give me a check 1, 2 on the mic, Julian.
Check 1, 2. How's it going, guys?
All right.
He's back. This is
back.
what,
Yes.
4 for you?
I think 2.
No.
Yeah.
I think so too, because I think we've had Christina on more.
I thought it was one about you, and then you at least filled in one other time.
No.
Wow, Julian's back, everybody. Check out episode 2 something, and you'll get to know Julian when it was all about him. Don't have that number at me.
Well, I'm sure if you go to the website and just search for Julian,
It'll pop up.
Yeah.
Well, all the times that people talk about him, though.
Oh, yeah.
It's true. And Eric, may I say, an outstanding read.
Oh, thank you.
It might have been your best.
All right. That's great, because I always it's like I'm back in, I don't know, like 4th grade, reading out loud is where I go, and I'm like all nervous and sweating.
As Chris Farley would say, I'm not what you would call
A learned man.
I was going with a good reader.
Either one.
Well, Julian, update everybody in however you want. Macro, micro, general, specific. What's going on with you in a month?
Well, the really, really big thing, Christina and I are getting married.
Yeah.
Woo!
Oh, yeah. Let's get that.
If you would have hit the boiling well, that could mean a couple things. Yikes.
Oh, yeah. It could, get Sorry.
Hit it again. Hit it again.
Wait, how's all the wedding planning going?
That's what I got.
That's exciting, and we're looking forward to it. And you're honeymooning right afterwards?
Yes, we're honeymooning a week later.
Oh, okay.
Yes, a week later. But we are heading out of country. We are going to Thailand.
Why'd you guys pick Thailand?
I don't really know.
Christina told me.
Well,
to.
no.
That wasn't it.
So there's a little
tickets.
so there's a little bit of backstory there. It's not like a super long one. But Christina had made a point. It's just like, whenever we get married, all right, like we're probably going to soon want to try to have children afterwards. And then after that, she's did make the point. It's like, when are we ever going to really like travel like this again?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, that's a fair point.
20 years.
So
it's kind of a one that was on the bucket list, and that's the one you guys kind of landed on.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like with Rachel and I, we had a honeymoon, but then after 2 years, we went to Jamaica, and we called it the goodbye to us vacation because we knew once you start having kids,
Right. Yeah.
and so you're just combining your honeymoon with the goodbye to us.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah. And since you've been here, you started a new job. Yes.
That's correct. Yes.
And how's that going? So tell us about your job very quickly because nobody cares that much.
So I've started with the municipality of Penn Hills, code enforcement officer, doing the same thing that I was doing with the city of Pittsburgh. It's going okay.
Well, and that's what I was going to say. We're just now recovering from Snowmageddon, Frostmageddon, Frozenmageddon. And I heard you sharing with a few people on a Tuesday night some of your lamentations, things that you get calls over. So, like, give people an insight as what is the life like during a weather crisis for a code enforcement guy?
It is so. I think it depends. So this big last snowstorm, we have our notices that we have to go and give to mostly businesses that have sidewalks in front of them. Tell them, hey, you have to shovel your snow.
Hey, I snow blowed ours at the church, so I'm compliant.
Just, yeah, thank
You did.
I did. That's quite a story. Go on.
Yeah, I remember that.
because you're in my area too.
Yeah. And it would look bad. You'd have to
Oh,
like,
man.
it would look bad if you let it go. So you'd have to
Right.
come down and give me the hammer.
I can't go to church here anymore, James.
I didn't see anything.
Now, did you hand out? Like,
Yes,
do you give
we
like a
did.
warning?
Yes, that's what their notices. It's like, hey, you got to get this. Hey, you have to get this covered in this amount of time, or there will be a violation, given to you. So most people comply, which is awesome. It doesn't force me to be a bad guy, which I don't really enjoy doing, anyways. But like the big windstorm or mini hurricane that we had
Oh, yeah.
earlier last year,
Oh, in May.
yeah, or later last year, or whatever. That was a whole different type of like ordeal. Like trees were falling, trees had fallen on people's houses, roofs were caved in, all of that. That was a hot mess express.
Yeah.
But we got through it.
Yeah,
So-
that was we got hit hard in this neighborhood.
Yeah.
that was man. We talked about that for a while. That was rough, but I can't believe we never lost.
I was just
power.
going to say, don't you dare bring up how hard your neighborhood got hit when you didn't lose power.
Well, that's why I said our neighborhood got hit like hard, but we were all right, which was crazy.
What percentage of people who call and complain about their neighbor are ridiculous?
I don't know if I'm allowed to say.
Is it above 50%?
Like 50 what?
And what? You can give an
say-
example of a ridiculous complaint, even during a snowmageddon.
During a snowmageddon, I didn't really get too many. And we really don't get too many complaints during this time of year because it's cold. Everyone's inside.
That's not. So your typical complaints are their lawn's too long, their garbage. What about garbage cans? People complain about.
Oh, people complain about garbage cans all the time. It's kind of one of those things where just like, yes, this is a ordinance, and yes, they are technically in violation.
By leaving their garbage cans out on the road.
Yes, but like this
That's what I heard you say.
This
That's
garbage
exactly.
can is going to be like removed in like a day.
Yeah,
So like,
But wasn't that it?
not
That like
worth,
people
like-
were complaining, like even in this winter, about the garbage cans, and you're like, they're 90. It's in 3 feet of
Yeah.
snow. Like, what
Yeah.
do you have any compassion for your neighbor? And they're like, no, I don't.
that's the nice thing about the code is the code says it's up for interpretation by the code inspector.
step on that mic.
So
So you can say, it's fine.
it's
Nice.
all about safety.
And how is your hand wrist that was broken and mangled?
It is good. It is 100%. Well, not 100% good, but I've been cleared fully. So if I wanted to go punch Mike Tyson in the face, I could.
Strange choice.
I probably wouldn't live to tell the tale.
And you're
But,
probably
yeah.
not going to play rugby before the wedding.
No. Christina said that I couldn't, and that's kind of one of those things where it's just like, you know what? Yeah, you're probably right here.
You're not
Considering
gonna
I
tell
just
me
broke
what
my
to do.
hand. Yeah. So
Is it, you said it's not 100% or whatever. And my guess is it won't be. Is
no.
that-
Yeah, it won't be.
have you had any moments where like you look at it and you're kind of like, wow, that's never going to be 100% again.
All the time.
Really?
Yeah. Like it looks like somebody like took a bite in like the middle of my hand somewhat. My knuckle's still there. It's just very shallow. But there's a bump on my hand too now that's going to be there until I go to meet my maker.
And
Yeah, I remember Michael Strahan showing his hands after because he played football for so many years, and like he could just like take his fingers, just like boop, just like
Pull it out.
They're just like rubber now.
Yeah.
It's wild.
I used to say to guys, this is before my emotional responding learning, but like guys on the volleyball team, like their senior year, and they're like, "Yeah, it's just my ankle, man," and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, here's the thing, that's gonna always hurt.
Yeah.
Like, it starts in high school,
Yep.
and then when you have something major like that, it's
Yep.
like, no, that's well, like so as we transition into sort of like what I've been up to, Eric and I have been working out a little bit. I started going to the gym again for the first time in 32 years. I thought it was time, and I was in a car accident in 1993, head on, and so my neck only turns so far one way, and it's like you sit there and you go like, and so now it'll flare. The muscles kind of flare up if I lift too hard. And you just kind of sit there and you go, wow, it's just, and I asked him, why is my neck bent? Is it structural? Like, why can I not turn it the whole way? And he said it was, I already forgot what it's called, but the word plastic is in it, like plasticity, plasticity, rigidness or something. And he goes, and it's not that your neck is made of plastic. He goes, but if you left a Tupperware lid out in the sun, it would warp to a degree.
Oh
And
yeah,
you
and then it never gets back.
You can make it
Yeah.
burp, but it's not going to be as.
Yeah.
And he goes, that's kind of what happened. Is
Yeah.
your everything kind of grew around the injury and whatever else. So yeah, like it's never going to be all better. We're
Yep.
just these. We're no longer you're top notch, but Julian and I are just broken vessels, just awaiting our maker.
Always.
It's all just trying to send it in. But for me, it's been weird, and I hate it when people say weird because I find that to be a very lazy word because it can mean so many things.
so many.
Yep.
It has been a cornucopia of different emotions and times in the last couple of weeks, in that I've been bombarded with tons of details and emergencies and unnecessary minutia, and like at one moment and within a 10-minute period I'll get like 6 texts that all require my attention, and none of them are really timely, but they all come at once. But I've also noticed patterns of people going through something, and I might be one of those people. But and so far it's only been like 2, but like where they're concurrent, like somebody's stomach's messed up, their stomach's messed up. Somebody had a really crazy random situation where God used them in a great and mighty way, but it was tragic in the moment. And the next night I hear the exact similar type story from somebody else. So it's just been wild to kind of almost be separated from it and watch it, but yet be in the middle of it. But I've been very aggressive, which is not normally me, with certain things. Like there's a problem, I'm not going to wait for it to pan out. I'm going to take care of it. Like the Jared thing with the high school. He was told he couldn't help out with the food pantry because he's not 21, but yet you can be employed by the district and you can be in multiple ways before you're 21.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm just going to call the superintendent. Let's just,
Yeah.
I could work my way up the chain and I could go to him, and I was bold. And I said, I would love any assistance with this if possible. He's like, Jay, I'll get back to you in a couple of days. And I told him, I said, or don't. I said, whatever, it doesn't matter. And I've said that to a couple of people, like, they're like, I'll get back to you. I'm like, that's fine. Or don't. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So it's been kind of manic, and I know that comes across with me trying to jam all this into 2 or 3 minutes. So I've been having the difficult conversations, the ones you kind of table. I'm like, no, let's just have that conversation now. You can both relax. It has nothing to do with either one of you.
Mm-hmm.
But then like the next one comes and you're like, I don't want to have that conversation.
Yeah.
There's,
Yeah.
and it's almost like a skill level in a sport or a training. Like I have a difficult conversation that I have to have, and I've prayed a little bit about it. Like, I was going into a meeting and I'm like, if it's only these people, we're going to have that uncomfortable conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And I prayed about it. You go to the meeting and then there's other people there and you're like, all right, difficult conversations, not for today. But in this specific difficult conversation, I'm like, I don't know how to do it because I don't know that the person can hear me. Because the typical thing is you go one-on-one to somebody.
Right.
Okay, I can't bypass them because it's not that egregious, but yet it's somewhat egregious.
Yeah.
So it's sort of like that graduate level of, okay, I've had this difficult one. Now this one, so maybe I'm a brown belt of difficult conversation. I just haven't gotten my black belt yet.
Yeah.
So that's what I got going on.
Interesting.
We should say that Chris is a tad bit under the weather.
Yep.
And Brian is, much as we know.
He's in New York. I texted him. I was texting him today. Yeah.
I meant to, but I didn't.
Yeah.
That doesn't give me credit.
Well, I did.
I did pray for him, though. You know the old pray right before you text him?
Yeah.
And say, hey, I've been praying for you.
Yeah.
I did the prayer, but I didn't text him. How is he?
He's good.
Good.
Yeah.
How long?
I don't know. But I know he had a long day ahead of him today. He was up at like 4:30 and he was not going to be done until like 10 o'clock tonight. So he's probably still going right now as we're talking.
It's a good thing he's paid hourly.
Yeah.
I remember speaking to him, I think this past Sunday. He's pretty excited to go there this week.
Yeah, he's got some wins under his belt this week.
Oh, he does? Good.
Yeah.
Well, and it's different for him, not to speak for him, but he used to go there and sort of be torn because he was in between
He's like a
vendor
middleman.
and customer.
Right.
And now he works for the customer and doesn't work for the vendor so much anymore. So now it's like all systems go.
Yeah.
He's not torn.
Yeah.
How's Eric?
I'm okay. Back from New York. Really glad I'm not there.
Give us a rundown of New York. Is it as lovely during a snowstorm as everyone says?
I mean, I'll be honest. Like right now, it's just covered in garbage. It's like, I mean, and I kind of get it because like it's just a massive city and there's just so many people and the snow that we got is just a lot. And I mean, where do you put snow in New York? You know what I mean? Like, there's nowhere to put it. So
Hudson, right?
What's that?
You put it in the Hudson, right?
If you make it to the Hudson, and do me a favor, Julian, stay up on the mic.
Yep.
It's just, and so the garbage just piles up because they can't get to the garbage, and it's just gross to me. Like I just like
You find garbage to be gross?
Yeah, I find garbage to be gross. Our new office up there is amazing. It's
I didn't know you had a
unbelievable.
new office.
Yeah, we got a new office building up in New York. The old one was like we grew out of it, and there just wasn't enough room. And
Well, that's a good thing.
yeah. So yeah, new office is good.
Had a good meal?
Had one of the best meals of my life, and it was Indian food, and it's ruined all Indian food I'll probably ever come across with again. Like it's a Michelin star restaurant where we ate, and don't ask me the name of it, I can't remember. I couldn't even tell you what I ate, but it was so good. Like I know some elements of things. Like there was lamb in one dish, tuna in another. What the guy described as Indian cheddar cheese, and I was like, no, this is more of like a ricotta cheese. And I was in the dish that it came out, it was like a slice of lasagna. And I was like, this is Indian lasagna. And he's like, I'm stealing that.
Server.
The server, yeah. He was like, I'm stealing that. Next time I got to describe this dish, I'm using that. And I was like, please do.
For you to give a suggestion that a Michelin star restaurant server says, I'm stealing that, unless
That's kind of cool.
he's unbelievable at brown nosing and customer care.
No, he was cool and down to earth. And I feel like if you guys watched The Bear?
Yeah.
I feel like I forget what the cousin's name is of the bear, but like when he gets it, what it's all about.
Yeah.
Like, cause like I was like, this is amazing. Like we were complimenting and but I'm also down to earth and I'm not,
You're certainly not pretentious.
yeah. So I was just the guy. I was the guy that would ask him like, how do we eat this? Tell me how to eat this thing, and he would gladly tell us and yeah, we just kind of made friends with him and it was fun.
In hearing your stories, one was you being late, not your fault, to dinner.
Yeah.
But getting there for lack of a better term, cocktail hour.
Yeah.
But then also your interaction with the server. What I celebrate, knowing you as I do, is how comfortable you were in your own skin in that terribly uncomfortable environment.
Yeah, because and
that's not you. That's you're Mr. I need acceptance. I don't want to make any mistakes. I don't want to be wrong. And you roll in late and you get a drink before anybody else does.
Yeah.
You're the one breaking down the server. Hey,
Yeah,
show
yeah.
me here. How's this work?
Well, because I think like when I go up there, I feel like everybody's trying to, I don't want to say fake their way through it, but like they don't want to appear to be dumb.
You've got no
I've
problem.
got dumb taken care of. I'm on
I'm the
top of
best.
dumb. I'm the best at being dumb. No, but like you like because the agency partner that we were working with, some of them are younger, and I'm like, you guys haven't been to a Michelin star restaurant. Maybe you have, but like nobody knows how to eat this meal. We're not eating Indian food like that. You've never had a meal like this before. There's no way you know how to eat this or what pairs with what on the plate or anything like that. So like I don't want to I want to be accepted. So that's kind of why I kind of like it would be like what I would want to happen at the table.
Right. You would want you to do if you were eating with you.
Right. If there was another guy, if there was another guy and he did that, I'm like, oh, this is my guy right here. I can, I'll just listen. What's he saying? Okay, that's good. So I just hopefully I brought some comfort, and I think I did. To the crowd. But yeah, it was fun. And plus, like now I'm older, so I've had these experiences, and I'm like, nobody knows.
Right.
I'll be that guy,
Well, and they say the person that has the most power in the room is the person that is most comfortable in the room.
Yeah.
Because you're so comfortable, you assume the most power.
Yeah.
So for you in that moment, you're just like, I am who I am.
The other great thing was, they're like, we're their client.
Right.
So I can't really do any wrong unless I, get into a fight with somebody, but this agency doesn't really have anything to do with my department. So I was just making friends and getting to know people, even though like I don't have a direct professional relationship with this agency. So like it was even easier because like I'm not trying to, they're not trying to impress me because they don't work for me directly. And,
right.
So it was,
you're a value add.
Yeah. It was a perfect storm to emotional needs at a random restaurant in New York.
It's true though. No, but I've found, and I'm trying to guard it, that an unguarded strength is a double weakness, but I've been very open and honest and it doesn't really apply, but vulnerable with people. And there's a freedom in that more than I ever have been before. Like I said to the superintendent, I'll get back to you. That's fine. Or don't.
Yeah.
I don't care. It's fine. Doesn't matter. I'll it's good. Doesn't matter. We had a staff meeting with Young Life on to Monday. And I used one of Rachel's lines, borrowed from Phoebe from Friends. We were all supposed to go out to lunch afterwards. And I hate it because I don't eat. I just had breakfast 3 hours ago. I'm not going to eat for 5 more hours. I got to go park in the Strip District, go to an Asian food court, which is amazing, Novo food court in the Strip. It's like a food court, but it's all real amazing Asian restaurants. And so I just said to my boss, who's actually my boss's boss, but he's the interim boss. I said, Chili, I wish I could go to lunch. I just don't want to. And he goes, no, that's okay. That's okay. And it was so funny because I almost went, oh, I wasn't asking. That would have been douchey. So I didn't do that. I just went, I appreciate that. I got a lot going on. I said, I'm just not going to go. And he was like, no, and he could see he was like taken aback.
Yeah.
Because the average Young Life staff person is like 24 or 25.
Yeah.
I'm the part-time guy who's 54. What's he going to do? Tell me to, you got to be there. But it's like, and leaving.
And the other thing I was just going to say, and you really don't want to go because you could also look at it as an opportunity like, oh, I can go to PenMac while I'm down there.
I didn't have to. I already did.
Oh, well, that's what right. Yes.
That's typically what I do.
Yeah, right.
Is I'll go in, check in, and I'll say to the boss who just resigned, but I'll say like, have I been here long enough? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, all right, cool. And then I go to PenMac and then I go home. Same thing when I was leaving the high school the other day, the assistant head of security, the number 2 guy. And I've known him for years. I coached his daughter and I told him, I said, hey, if you need anything, you let me know. And he goes, what did I need you for? I went, I don't know. I just left. Whatever. But we need to thank Groot from the Hooked on Jesus podcast, Lorianne, Bethany, Jaworski, Marilyn Ashley, and Breaking 90. Some of those sound like first and last names. They're mostly just first names, except for Bethany. For sitting at the head of the table, please go to lunchtimeinrome.com and become a paid subscriber, and you too will sit at the head of the table. We have many new added extras that Eric and I are going to meet. We're leaving Brian and Chris out of it. We're just going to tell them what it is. So we're going to commit to announcing that when?
Let's say March.
Fair enough. March it is. But I will say this. I've had 2 occurrences. I want to give a shout out to Jason Marzina, who is a longtime friend of the table, sits with us many weeks. I just heard him listening to one of our episodes recently, and that was encouraging. But the other is, Joe said the other day at work, now this may shock you, he said something smart to his boss at Mohan's, a smart aleck comment in a jovial fashion.
Yeah.
And Jess replied, "You better watch yourself." She goes, "Because I'll do one of those pay whatever I got to pay to make an intro or an exit on the podcast, and I'll slam you." And then I was like, "Hey, Jess is tuning in." So Jess, if you're with us now, please do. You can say anything you want to Joe.
That's amazing. That's funny.
Because one of the benefits of sitting at the table, you can pay extra and get to do the intro. Or you can pay a little bit less extra and do one of the goodbyes. So she's going to do one and besmirch Joe.
That's so funny. And Big Guy's with us.
Oh, Big Guy. Big Guy's been working hard for Joe. We appreciate that. He's making things right in the Army world, and we're grateful for that. And in a good way, I will judge that he's a good man because he has fulfilled his roles in the Army, but also taking care of Joe and continuing to serve our country. And that's a good thing to do. I'm judging that, that I can do that. And I've been thinking about, since this is our 3rd week under judgmental stuff, the most succinct definition I can come up with for being judgmental in a negative fashion. And that is when you observe a behavior and attribute it to somebody's character. So, you litter, you're a bad person. Oh, you wear white after Labor Day, you have no fashion. And so I just think that makes the most sense because there's the assessing. We say, well, there's assessing. We talked about it last week. Like, well, I'm not judging somebody. It's just assessing their behavior. Like, yeah, we have to make judgments.
Yeah.
But to be judgmental is to look at one behavior and categorize their entire character by that one behavior. And just to be thorough, I ran it through Grok, my good buddy, Twitter's AI. And it was like, no, that's not a good definition. And I was like, well, do tell, Grok. And it was like, well, it's a quick observation and a harsh judgment. And I was like, I thought that was a given. And it was like, well, then, yes, it's a good definition. It's a very interesting back and forth as water poured out of the environment into the AI. But that's another story for another time. Julian, would you read the scripture? Tonight we're talking about why you shouldn't judge. Like everybody goes, oh, you shouldn't be judgmental. Don't be judgy. Yeah, but why? And so we want to start with a Bible verse where we're told why, but then go into the ramifications of really how does that harm us?
Run through here?
Yes, that scripture verse.
Do not judge, or you too will be judged. For in the same way you judge others, you will be judged. And with the measure you use, it will be measured to you. Why do you look at the speck of sawdust in your brother's eye and pay no attention to the plank in your own eye? How can you say to your brother, let me take the speck out of your eye, when all the time there is a plank in your own eye? You hypocrite. First take the plank out of your own eye, and then you will see clearly to remove the speck from your brother's eye.
Good stuff. That's Matthew 7.
Yeah. It also terrifies me.
Yes, 1 through.
That's actually one of my favorite verses.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, I like it too, but I'm also terrified by it. I'm like, I don't want to be judged by how I've judged others sometimes.
Well, then that's a good verse. It should be comforting. Like, oh, God's speaking to me. I should feel good about this.
Right. Well, yeah.
Yeah, like in my right mind.
I still think I'm horrible.
Yes. Which is so fun. Do you really?
Sometimes, yeah. Yeah.
Wow. Because you don't, like, full disclosure, Julian's never come to me and been like, what's wrong with Eric? He's kind of a jerk. No, he hasn't.
No, I haven't.
Why is it your favorite? One of your favorites?
I just remember reading it in college, whenever I was a part of that college ministry group. And it was just like, It just made me think a little bit. I'm just like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Like,
Mhm.
there's so many people that will just like, oh, like you should have did this, and you're wrong for doing this. Meanwhile, like they're out here doing maybe worse than what the
Mhm.
other person's doing. I'm just like, I don't know. It just spoke to me.
Do you have any other reactions besides you feel like a terrible person?
No, I was because you said we were gonna have talk about examples, and I have one.
Oh, good.
When we're ready for that.
Right. What I think is interesting in the second verse, it says, "For in the same way you judge others, you will be judged," and that's what you hate about it. But I look at it and I'm like, it's so funny. Like I'm critiquing scripture. They always tell you to judge the scripture. But I'm like, but that's still being selfish. Like you shouldn't do it because it's not good and it's
Right.
not healthy and it's not what God wants. Not like, okay, so if I don't judge, nobody's going to judge me. Sweet.
Right.
Like, no, we shouldn't do that. That was just one takeaway I had on that. Let me take the speck out of your eye when all the while there's a plank in your own eye. And we're going to kind of get to that. But to be judgmental, it's very easy. Anybody can critique somebody else. And it's lazy. Oh, they're just a bad person. Ooh, I don't like them. Ooh, they hurt me once, so therefore they're a terrible person. It's lazy. It's not, again, it's certainly not engaging with God in any way, shape, or form.
Mm-hmm.
I think what it encourages us, it says, take the plank out of your own eye, and then you'll see clearly to remove the speck from your brother's eye. I think the plank in our own eye, our own things that people judge us about, cloud the way we see other people.
Mm-hmm.
In that, like, oh, I feel like a terrible person because I do this. Why would I focus on that? It's a lot easier to point out what you do wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
It's always easy to judge. And I always say this, it's easy to be judgmental with somebody else's sin. Unless you're like Eric,
Well,
where you overjudge your own sin.
right. Like I feel like there's been times where I'm like, oh, I'm not good enough to be forgiven. But like for everybody else, like
Right,
Jesus
you're the
got
opposite.
You.
And the anomaly. Wouldn't you say more people are quick to judge somebody else's sin, but not their own?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
See,
He's an anomaly.
My mind has compassion. Like, they probably had something happen to them when they were younger and they're hurt, and that's why they did it. And yeah.
But it's so funny that you just said like I'm not good enough, because
Right.
sometimes I have those thoughts.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just like, I don't like get it. Like, all right, whenever we were at the fall Young Life
Fall weekend.
Yeah, fall weekend. Like, I don't know why, but like watching like that Passion of Christ video, kind of just like I don't deserve this. Like,
Right.
And we
like,
don't.
No,
We don't
especially
deserve-
that
Yeah.
one you
Right.
don't deserve.
But
Of all
like,
things we don't deserve, that we don't.
No, but I
But
get
then-
what you're saying though. Yeah.
But yet the fact that he chose to
Yeah.
makes you worth it.
Yeah.
Again, you're certainly an anomaly in that. And I used to be much more because I was just like, well, I'm a piece of garbage, but it was more of a sickness of self-condemnation. I think when we think about getting the speck out of our own eye, and it enables us more clearly to see, I want to unwrap that because like, well, you said something very smart. You said, I'm sure something happened in their childhood.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if all you're doing is judging somebody's behavior, you're not seeing their childhood.
Right.
You're not seeing what happened that morning. It's a
Right.
brief snippet of time
Right. They
In
could have
one-
been having the worst day of their lives.
Oh.
And they snapped.
in the middle of the
or
worst
something,
week
you know?
of their life,
Yeah.
in the middle of the worst month of their life.
Yeah. Right.
And so I think by realizing, okay, how do I get the plank out of my own eye? We're always going to have faults.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But if I go, okay, I know I have that. Why do I have that? Oh, wow. I got my own story. And I think somebody like you, Eric, who beats yourself up over your sins, not as much as you used to, you're over focusing on your own plank.
Mm-hmm. Right.
How dare I have a plank
Right.
in my eye? How dare I have this behavior?
Yeah.
And for me, it was, well, of course I do, because I'm a piece of garbage.
Mm-hmm.
Praise God, I've gotten past that. But for everybody else, it's, well, I don't want to look at that. So I'm going to look at their problems because that's easier. That's easy. I can feel good about myself because I'm not as bad as that guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So by focusing, taking the plank out of your eye, I would argue focusing on it, you go, okay, the mature human being would say, I got my own story.
Yeah.
I didn't choose my bad habits per se. I didn't choose my faults. They probably didn't either.
Mm-hmm.
I always tell people that are complaining to me about somebody else, which because I care about people, I think more people than the average tell me they're.
I would say so.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I'm in a leadership position, so people like to complain to me about other people. I very often tell them, I just don't think they woke up this morning and said, I'm really going to bother that person today.
Yeah.
To-do list. Get up, get dressed, go to work, really get hairy, really angry. Then I'm going to make Molly so mad this afternoon. I mean, has it happened? Sure. Does it happen all the time? No. But it's easy to do that. It's lazy because we don't, like you said, I think one of the biggest keys, and if we're looking at how to not be judgmental, which good, I'm glad it isn't in here tonight, is to know their story. Like just imagine for a moment, why would they? You always say, how can somebody do that?
Well, yeah. And like, even if they still annoy you and you still don't like them,
Oh, sure.
you
don't
can have an
to.
understanding, because that's what I feel like. That's half the battle. We've talked about this so many times, but like nobody seeks understanding.
No.
And if you seek understanding, you can see like, oh yeah, I still really don't like this person, and I really don't want to be around them, but I can see why.
So people default, I agree. People default to being judgmental because I think my argument is it's easy, it's lazy, and it avoids looking at yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
And they're not analyzing it. They're not thinking it through, because when has it ever helped somebody to be judgmental? Like
Right.
really helped.
Right.
Yeah, it doesn't.
It does nothing for you at all. And it actually makes you into a bit of a jerk because you become that know-it-all kind of person. Like think of the most judgmental people you know that always have something to say about something, somebody, somewhere, sometime.
Yep.
Like being around them?
Nope.
Do you know dadgum well? There's one person I'm thinking of right now.
Mm-hmm.
Praise God. I'm so grateful that I'm now comfortable in my own skin, because I know the minute I leave the room, they're talking smack on me. And that's okay.
Yeah.
It's not,
Right.
but it is.
Yeah.
So how does it help you to be judgmental? It certainly doesn't.
Yeah.
You're lazy and nobody likes you.
Yeah.
Am I judging them? No.
You're assessing them.
We're coming back to assessing. But what about so give me your examples. You guys both said you had examples of.
Yeah. So
sort of this.
I've actually talked about this one, but it was at Amy's mom's funeral, and there were these two people, and we're in the line. Everybody's coming down to pay their respects and everything, and I'm standing next to Amy, and I see these two people, and I'm like, oh. And they just didn't present themselves in a way that like I was.
Oh, you're the judger?
I am the judger.
Oh.
Yeah. I judged
You're about to
them.
show me how it paid off good for you?
I judged them. I was like, oh, they look weird. This is gonna be awkward, and like I just need to be there to support Amy. And like I was like, God, please let me. If push comes to shove, and I need to like work them away from Amy, like please help me give the grace and motivation to get them out of there. And they come up, and they are the most loveliest people. And they worked with Amy's mom, and they were so nice, and they had the nicest things to say, and the just nicest stories to tell. And they were just delightful. They did not overstay their time up there. They were very aware of like how this works. Like they just wanted to share what a lovely person Amy's mom was and how it impacted their lives. And they got everything, their point across and everything, and then they left without overstaying. And I was like,
They're the best guests of the night.
I am the worst.
But see, but I disagree. Do you agree or disagree? Is Eric the worst?
No.
But I'm
worst.
being judgmental, and
In that moment.
In that moment? No. I still don't.
maybe you guys had to be there.
No. Here's why. Do you want to explain why? Do you know why? He's not the worst?
Go ahead and explain, because I have no idea.
You're like, I was just throwing Eric a bone here. You did assess. You looked and you said, weirdos, dressed weird,
Yeah.
look weird. You would have been fully judgmental if you would have like walked up to them and been like, hey, why don't you didn't act on it. You were ready for it. But if no matter what they said, you would have then gone, weirdos. You were open to being wrong.
Yeah.
You were guessing, oh, they might be destructive or poor or,
Yeah.
poor guests,
Yeah.
but you didn't treat them differently.
Mm-hmm.
You guessed at it, but you were wrong and willing to admit that you were wrong.
Yeah.
Whereas if you're being truly judgmental, you're not even open to that,
Yeah.
would be my assessment of that.
Well, I appreciate that assessment.
Yeah.
I still feel like a horrible person.
That's because I know your story. It makes sense.
Yeah.
What was your example?
So, well, listen, I was thinking about one.
I was in this
I didn't
funeral
really
for
have
Amy's
one.
mom.
Completely tell the same exact story. It's like, wow, it's a similar
Those
story.
two
Eric
weird
was kind of weird to me, and I thought he was a jerk.
I have to think. I think I'm gonna go with the work situation here. Just kind of feels like an interview.
What are your three biggest weaknesses?
So every now and then I have a wonderful person that gives me a call. Probably like 3 months out of the time, complaining about certain situations in the neighborhood and the community.
So it's a resident calling to complain about something.
Yes, it's a complainant.
Mm-hmm.
And I swear it's like the same conversation every single time it calls, right? Want to know certain information about something, and then tell them, hey, these are our steps. These are ways that we have to abide by the rules and the laws that are in place. You know, everyone has rights. Everyone has their privacy, blah, 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 blah. And in the back of my head, so this is another story where, like, I'm the judger. So in the back of my head, I'm just like, this person probably has nothing going on in their lives. They're probably just terrible people. Like, they don't care about other people. Like,
They're only looking out for themselves.
right. And it
They're not looking out for you because they call and have the same conversation over and over again.
Right,
All right,
right.
Which church member is it?
Yeah. You said, listen, Ron. Go ahead.
And it's just like, I got to a point that I had totally acted out of character.
Mm.
And I was just like, I can't do this anymore. Like, I can't talk to you. Like, we
You said that to them?
Conversations. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. And I just quickly hung up the phone. So I did not handle that situation correctly at all.
Not in the handbook.
No. No.
And then their house burned down.
Surprisingly, somehow, yeah. I don't
Something
don't know
about
how it
wiring. I don't know.
But the same conversations kept happening
Sure.
even after that, and then like I handled it like differently. But
Oh,
like,
they called
it's still,
again.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
it's
that's
still
the one
always in the
given.
back of my head, and it just still have the same, and it is a judgment. Just still have the same judgment about this person. It's just like, man, like what is
So
happening?
have you gotten to
Like,
know their story anymore or no?
No,
So they're
I have
just
no
somebody
idea
that-
who they are.
but you're giving them a little grace now
Yes.
until
Yes.
the next hang up. A story I used in church was a Young Life staff guy in my first stint on staff that I just rubbed me the wrong way. He was a blowhard. He was arrogant, and the worst kind of arrogant because he had nothing to be arrogant about.
Mm-hmm.
It's like if you're really successful and a leader and have a lot of accolades and you're arrogant, all right, nobody likes you. But
Right.
but if you're arrogant and you don't have anything, you don't have anything to be arrogant about. And so I confused didn't like with not worth anything. Like I just had no time for the guy. I couldn't stand being around him. And again, you don't have to like anybody. It's okay to not like somebody, And then when we were at the training, and I told the story in church, but not everybody who sits at the table is a church. And I don't know if I shared with it here at the table. At the end of this big, long training of an emotional week, they were doing a foot washing. And I was already bitter because people were cutting in line in the foot washing, which I thought was ridiculous, of all things you shouldn't cut. And then he tapped me on the shoulder and asked if he could wash my feet. And I was like, well, that's horrible. And so horrible for me because
Right.
I judged this guy as being a piece of crap that nobody liked. And he's not a piece of crap that nobody likes. He's worth something. Still nobody
Right.
likes him, but that's fine.
Yeah.
But it was just terrible because like I don't know his story. Why was he projecting so much arrogance?
Mm-hmm.
What were the pressures on his life? And you know, in a lot of ways, he was kind of like Andy from The Office. That he came from a successful family.
Yeah.
And Andy was always projecting that he had it all going on.
Right.
When he
Meanwhile, he's the
really,
worst salesman there.
because he's just trying to earn the love of his father, you know.
Yeah. Right.
And so either you become a hardened jerk if you judge everybody, or like me, you get slapped in the face with a conviction at a given point in time. And it really is, if we look at our lives, we want to be used by God. And if you're not a Christian, you want to be a good person. Well, if we're just making snap judgments on people, that's lazy. And that's not what God called us to do. Again, very few people wake up and say, I would like to be a sociopath today.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're shortchanging people. Like, I love to find out why people are like, I have met many abrasive people. I've yet to be unable to find out why they are abrasive. Every one of them. And even some after the fact. Like, we had people who came to the church, were abrasive, were upset because we had VBS and there was a bat in one of the VBS lessons, and that's clearly demonic. And we were inviting the devil into the church.
Like the bat, the animal.
Yeah, there's a picture of a bat.
Oh,
Not like a baseball bat, but in
Right.
one of the crafts, there was a bat,
that God created.
if you will.
He created bats.
Yes.
I mean,
He
it's-
also created snakes. Snake was serpent in the garden.
yeah, but
He cursed the serpent.
there's no bad story
He
about
didn't curse-
bats in the
that's right.
Bible.
Not
As
that I
far as
know.
as far as I understand.
And then literally 9 years later at Seneca Manor, a guy said, can I talk to you for a little bit? And I was like, sure. And he was sharing how hurt he was. He hadn't seen his brother in 20 years. And then he finally did. And he was reminded why they haven't talked in 20 years. Lo and behold, the brother was the guy that left our church 8 years ago.
Oh, wow.
And he told me their story. And I'm like, no, that's why he's that way. So if we're going to be used by God, we've got to know people's stories. And the more we know people's stories, we'll understand why they are the way they are. So it's not just because you shouldn't do it. And it's not just because God said so. That's a good reason. But it's not good for you. And it's not good for them.
Right.
And we don't get to know each other.
Right.
And that's terrible.
Yeah.
But I do want to ask 2 more questions.
All right.
Can I?
Yep.
Yeah.
First one's dumb. Second one's great.
Okay.
They're food questions.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
2 parts to the first question. What is your favorite soup? And what soup do you eat the most often? And is it the same? I did not ask this question. The second question we're going to table, but since Julian may not be with us, the second question I haven't asked yet.
Clarifying question.
Sure.
Does like chowder count?
Yes, it does.
Oh.
Well, we could get into it. Does chili count?
Yeah. I was just about to ask that question.
Oh.
I would say chowder counts, chili doesn't.
Yeah, I would say the same.
But whenever you get your soup options, there's always chili.
Valid point.
Yes, but it's soup or chili.
Is it?
That's what it's offered.
Soup or chili.
Soup or chili.
Someday we'll have a big whiz banger and talk
But like
about
a
our
bisque.
hot dog
Like,
sandwiches and
What about a bisque?
bisque would be in the chowder.
Yeah.
See,
right,
my
right,
argument
right.
against chili is it's not. I think for it to be a soup, it has to be predominantly liquid.
Yes, I agree. You could maybe
But what is chili then?
make an argument that chili is a stew.
A very loose stew.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was gonna say, if chili isn't a soup, what is it?
Is
Stew.
stew a
It's a stew. It'd probably be closer to a stew. Stew is not a soup. Stew is a stew.
What if it's loose? Would it be a stoop? No, sorry. All right, so let's throw chili out, chowder in.
Okay, yeah, because yeah, I like
I think
that.
predominant liquid.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. I'm not a soup guy,
I'm not a soup guy.
but I've had great soup. Like I like a broccoli cheddar. Broccoli cheddar is so good. I love a clam chowder. That's why I asked about chowder.
Broccoli cheddar, I find, like I do with most sweets, like if I have which again, there's so much gluten in broccoli cheddar, I haven't had it in years, whatever else. But like if I have a bite of broccoli cheddar, I go, that was good.
Yeah.
I can't have a cup.
Can't have a cup.
Can't have a cup.
Loaded.
You can't
Yeah.
have a bowl.
Yeah.
Loaded potato soup.
Loaded potato soup. Oh, that's a good one.
I haven't had it in a very long time, but I remember it being great.
Sure,
Yeah.
why wouldn't it be? Got a heavy cream base, got potato, got cheese. got
Amy
onion,
makes
got bacon,
a
little chive action
Yeah.
going on.
Amy makes a stuffed pepper soup.
Oh yeah.
And man, this is hard to pick.
Chicken tortilla.
It's funny how like when I'm
Man.
thinking about these, like I really do like these. I don't know why I don't eat more of them.
Mm-hmm.
But
Soup's one of those things you eat and you're like not full,
yes.
bloated.
Yeah.
You have that like extra
Yeah.
little bit.
And it's like, I mean, it's easy to eat, but it's not as convenient to eat. Like you can't take it in the car. You know, you can't. You know what I mean? Man, this is harder than I thought it was going to be.
See, that's
dude.
why I brought it up. For me, I'll answer. For me, and the reason why I asked the question the way I did, my favorite soup is a clam chowder.
Mine too.
New England.
Yeah, but
But because I
Yeah.
can't get it gluten free,
Yeah.
I could make it. But that's
But
why
nobody
it
offers
just
it
remind me
gluten-free.
the she crab soup I had this summer on vacation
yeah,
was gluten free, and it's a similar version. That was banging. That was so
Yeah.
good. So that's my favorite. But I think the soup I have most often is some. I mean, because I make it is a turkey or pork variation of a almost like a pho that I just do for the collagen. Like
so it's kind of like do you do
Whatever.
like rice noodles or something in there?
I'll put rice in there,
Yeah.
or I'll put rice noodles, whatever.
So
but
you
it's just
do
a heavy,
get kind of like maybe like a chicken noodle kind of thing, or
it's rice noodles. So, but no, I normally put it over rice itself.
yeah.
But I'll throw in whatever protein I have with it. But I love it if when it's cold, it is not even like a Jello.
yeah,
It's solid.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
There's that much collagen and that
Yeah.
much in it. So those are my two answers.
Yeah. I'm with you because the other one would be like chicken. Amy makes a chicken noodle soup
Sure.
semi often, not
Wow, wedding soup though. A good wedding
a
soup.
good wedding soup is really
which I
good.
haven't had that in 10 years.
Yeah, a good wedding soup is really good, and I feel like it's rare.
And a average wedding soup is fine.
It's fine. Yeah,
You
right.
can't get a bad wedding soup.
Right. It's something that's hard to mess up, but man, when it hits good. Yeah.
I'm not a big soup guy
No.
myself either.
But-
So it's hard.
Well, and there's the whole other thing. Like
Well, you could be the loaded baked potato
you
soup.
could probably break it
loaded baked
down like
potato
a,
soup,
like
yeah.
a tomato bisque because when I think of soup, I think of grilled cheese,
That
and I want to dip my grilled cheese in
that's
the
exactly
tomatoes.
where I was going to. I have
Yes.
to say my favorite soup is classic, just tomato soup
Mm-hmm.
or tomato bisque.
Yeah.
And also the one you probably have the most.
Yes.
Yeah, and you know what's nice
Yeah.
about that is like you can put it in a mug and sip it. You know, you don't
Yeah.
have to like, you know, it's a
I've never
little-
done it.
Never.
Tomato soup.
No?
Oh, it's great.
Yeah.
It's Rachel's like, it's
Yeah.
great. If you ask
With
Rachel
the
what
grilled
is
cheese,
comfort
yeah.
food,
Yeah.
it's grilled cheese.
Snowy
and-
day,
yep.
grilled cheese.
Oh, there's
potato
last snowstorm.
soup.
I think
Yep.
You
we're
know
4
what?
days in a row.
I just
Yeah.
forgot butternut squash soup during the fall. Great. Love it.
Yeah.
Brian
it
and
is
Lex
enough.
make a really nice squash
Yeah.
soup.
Yeah.
A little sweet for me, but yeah, we can do.
Right.
Here's the question for the future. You're free to answer now. I'm going to ask this on Facebook for next week.
All right.
What is the greatest situational or geographic food item? What do I mean by that? I'll give you some
I would love
examples.
to know what you mean by that.
Situation. So like potato patch French fries at Kennywood,
Okay.
Oh, okay.
popcorn at a movie theater,
Right. Right.
Nachos
right,
at a
right,
ball
right.
field.
Yeah.
I
So
understand.
situational and
Wow.
geographical food item. Because that one takes some thought
I got mine
already.
already.
Well, go ahead and see if it changes
You wanna
by
do
next
it?
week. We can do
Okay.
it for now.
Yeah, what is-
Mine is mountain pies at camp.
Ooh.
So you got the two slices
Oh,
of
yeah.
bread on either side of the metal
Sweet
clamp.
or savory?
You can make your whole day. I'll go through the whole day. All day, dude. So you take your two pieces of bread, you got your cheese, and you got your egg in there. Put some bacon in there, squeeze it, and then You cook that, cooks the egg, cooks all of it inside. Yeah, I
I've never
pre-cooked the
done an egg.
bacon.
I've done pizza or
Yeah.
like
Okay, so whoa,
fruit
whoa,
pie.
yeah,
I'm sorry.
So then, grilled cheese for lunch. That's an easy one. Classic, can't go wrong. And then dinner is either pizza, which is great, or burger. You could do burger, which is awesome. And then cherry pie for dessert. It's always cherry.
Always cherry.
Always cherry.
No apple.
No, it's always cherry at camp.
Man, dude, I wasn't expecting that. That's so strong. It's so strong.
It's not going to change. It can't change after that.
No, you're not changing. You're gonna go build a fire tonight.
Right now,
Amy's like,
have
what are you
mine.
my
doing?
way back.
Go
there.
ahead.
I definitely have mine, and it's no longer with us, unfortunately. But
That's sad. Makes me sad already.
the original hot dog shop in
Yep.
Oakland,
In Oakland,
their
yep.
French fries
Yep.
and cheese sauce,
Yep.
both.
Late night.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
it's amazing.
Okay, so late night I'll allow because I was
Yeah.
gonna say it has to
Yeah.
be situational. It's not just
Yeah.
a restaurant's
Late-
best.
nah,
so
late
you're
night.
talking.
That's an
late
experience.
night. Okay,
That's
I'll
an
allow it.
experience.
That's
great.
good.
It's,
Oh, sure.
It's great, and I'll never have it again.
Cheese or gravy?
Cheese.
Cheese. Yes, cheese.
That cheese sauce was immaculate.
Yeah. I
no.
never got into the gravy, like because what's that's the
the
Canadian
poutine.
dish.
Poutine.
Poutine. Yeah,
Poutine's
yeah.
good.
Well, it's cheese curds.
And
and gravy.
and I would eat
Far be it from you to
fries
not
with
eat it.
gravy.
Yeah.
I'm not going to turn it down if somebody serves
Right.
it, but it's not something I'd really order.
You know, Christina's never had the original hot dog shop, and she went to Pitt.
Oh,
But-
was
but
it there
yeah.
when she was there?
I think it was, but
It might still
Um,
be there had she gone.
it was. They closed down during COVID.
Mm.
So
They were one of the first, I think. when I-
yeah,
Man, that was so long ago,
Mm.
which is crazy.
COVID?
Yeah.
It was a lifetime ago.
Yeah.
It didn't happen. Oh, but it happened. For me, mine is, it's what made me think of it. Actually, I don't remember how I thought of this though. And it'll has almost zero chance of happening again for me. But it was the hot dog at the turn on a golf course.
Oh, yeah.
After 9 holes, you get
Yeah.
a hot dog, get a drink, and head off to hole number 10.
Yep.
And like Chestnut, if Uncle Rick is listening, Chestnut Ridge Golf Course in Indiana. Man, what a dog. And we
Yeah.
would rate them. We knew where all the good dogs
Yeah,
were,
yeah,
everything
yeah.
else. And I'll get a dog and just get it in the boat, but it's not.
It's not the
like
same.
It was
It's
with
not
the,
the same.
with the like the 3-day-old onions on top, that have been there too long, and maybe just a touch of the relish that probably turned a day or two ago.
The bun is just squished a little too much.
Has no integrity whatsoever. It's both extra soft, squished, and a little stale in parts. Yeah, that's some eating right there.
I'm telling you, it is though, man.
We gotta have something for disc golf. By the way, I think I just said we gotta have something for disc golf because there's no turn at disc golf except for a couple places.
Oh, you know what? You're right.
We could have something like where we bring it. Like that was one of the things in a different podcast they were talking about. They do in the bag. So your top 4 things versus my top 4 things, and then people comment in the winner. And it was like best disc golf snacks to have in your bag. And I'm like, I don't eat when I'm disc golfing.
I never think of really eating.
No, I mean
I
we
know
don't
Chris
play a lot
does.
of
Chris will do it from time to time, but that's if
insert joke here.
yeah.
He
He has to play disc golf in order to snack at disc golf.
Oh, gone. That's not what I meant. I just meant because he's soft.
Oh,
He's like, oh, my blood sugar, and he's not diabetic.
yeah,
Right.
right, yeah.
But no, I don't. But see, I get that with disc golf too. Like people bring, like you have a cart now that you
Yeah.
can sit on, but you really don't. And people complain about benches not being on disc golf courses, or they'll bring like these little tiny portable chairs. I'm like, who's sitting down? I'm a 54-year-old guy, and I don't need to sit down. Why do
Right.
you need to sit down?
Right.
I don't know. It's just another thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I'm not going to judge them.
No.
No. Soft ass wimps.
Julian, would you take us out this week, please?
I was doing that
Sure.
non-verbally.
that's it for episode 311. Join us next. Well, I can't speak. Sorry, guys. Join us next week for episode 312. Between now and then, please give us a like or a follow on social media and visit us at lunchtimeinrome.com. While there, take our relational needs questionnaire. Thanks for joining us at the table for Lunchtime in Rome.
See you next week.
Bye.
See ya.